On the notion of family businesses and the opportunities and challenges that these sort of businesses, both private and in some notions, I mean, I guess public too, what type of things do we get a feel for in the Nordic region at the moment? What are our family firms having to get into terms with at the moment?
Well, the starting point is of course the theme of the day, and then a clear challenge is that compared to public companies which need to have a very high level of transparency, need to work with investor markets, privately held companies don't do that, don't have to do it, which means that they also lack some of those competencies and lack positive outside pressure. Which easily can lead to a certain level of complacency and thus inefficiency, not focusing on moving fast enough and focusing on not enough on competitiveness.
Understood. And would that also be something that sort of maybe differentiates them slightly? And these type of challenges with regard to risk-taking, say, if you contrast to public companies that may be under more pressure from their shareholders to do certain things under the epitaph of everlasting growth, right?
Well, traditionally family companies like strong balance sheets. They look upon the company and the balance sheet as being a bank or a sparbössa. And if you have a strong balance sheet, you're actually fat and you're maybe complacent, you're a bit lazy, and thus you don't run fast enough and you lose out, which I feel from a management perspective is unsatisfactory. Many of the family companies could run with a higher level of risk-taking, and thus be much more active in seizing the opportunities out there.
Noted. You're a very seasoned, shall we say, external or non-family manager of highly prominent companies yourself, and we've noted that recently one of the companies where you're very much involved, let's say Fazer, has selected a new external CEO. Can you reveal a little bit about how that process went and what we can learn from those sort of experiences and what he will be doing maybe?
Well, let's first establish that I would love to be a member of the Fazer family, but destiny decided differently, and thus I've become an external CEO and chairman, previous CEO and chairman. It's one of the maybe most demanding challenges families have is the ability to choose the right people to do the right things, and the threshold to go external is always there. But that doesn't mean that there wouldn't be competence in those families, but maybe the competence is elsewhere. Maybe it's in art, in culture, in engineering, in specific sciences rather than general management. So credit to the Fazer family for going across this threshold. If they then have, if the decisions then have been right, that will of course be proven by the performance of the company. But it was very clear last winter that we would go for an external candidate, and another feature is that it's for that candidate to get an attractive enough external, you really need to have good governance in the family companies. Otherwise you cannot attract nor into the management or the board attractive outside competence or external competence.